Hello, everybody. Prime Hero here, and welcome to the channel. I'm here with Ryan Haack, creator of BRIC-A-BRAC, and we're just going to talk about his project and about finding artists and just anything else that could come to mind. This is not really a focus stream. I just want to do it. So, how's it going, Ryan?
Great, really good. It's a beautiful Saturday.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice Saturday. Here it's raining though, so.
Well, yeah, I'm in New York City. It's about to rain, but you know what? We're gonna keep positive. We're gonna,
yeah. So, I really dig BRIC-A-BRAC from what I've seen and from listening to all the streams that you've been on. I've listened to like about 4 or 5 of them.
Wow. Yeah, I've been trying to do one every single day of the campaign. So this will count as my, I would say, 15th or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like a great project.
Thank you.
I think that we need more. I don't want to say kid-friendly comic book projects, but something that a broader audience can enjoy, which is what I'm trying to do with my project. My project is kind of a broader superhero thing. I wouldn't say it's kiddie or excused to really really young, but like I feel that a lot of comics, especially superhero comics, I wouldn't let my 9-year-old nephew read, if that makes sense.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah,
I've been really enjoying. I think you're right. It's really refreshing to read stories that are kid friendly because it shows you just how those stories can still be exciting.
Yeah, they can still be very sophisticated, and they can still tackle mature themes and all of that. You don't have to insult the intelligence of your reader. You could show them something sophisticated, but not inappropriate. Also,
right. I'm reading like Batman Adventures comics, and then the Batman Adventures TMNT book. I just got so much
that's
enjoyment out of it.
Really good.
I think your book is awesome because first it has amazing art, and I think that's one of the draws to kids' books is amazing art because kids have good receptors. I mean, I think that they just see what fun art is. They like colorful things. I just think that that's why my book I think is as fun as it is because the art is so hyper exciting and adventurous and childlike. So I really like books that have that kind of. At least right now, I'm not reading a lot of serious things. I'm really getting enjoyment out of kid-friendly books that I love. Things that are accessible because it's an art to make something accessible to all people.
It is,
and that's what I'm learning with this book. And so it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. And there's a story behind the style for the art for Paragon Prime. Because originally, back when I originally came up with the concept, I wanted to make it into an animated series. Like that was the goal. Like I want to make this into an animated series, and I tried. It was just really difficult to do. Not as if making a comic is not hard to do, but making an animated series is way more difficult and way more complicated.
Yeah, I just think that it's you're right. I think they're both complicated. They're both.
But I think that a comic book is more doable than a cartoon.
Oh yeah, especially this day and age.
Yeah.
Even though there are cartoons being crowdfunded, it's just you have to have a team that you have to have a lot of you have to have stuff you finished with your team. I think that's the most important.
Exactly.
There was something this summer on Kickstarter that was they wanted to fund a pilot of some really really cool show, and I forget what it was called, but they definitely had like history with their whole team, and they had some, it would be difficult to crowdfund. It's difficult to crowdfund anything, but especially a show.
Especially a show, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I could see BRIC-A-BRAC as a holiday animated special for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely inspired by the Rankin and Bass. Those holiday specials to begin.
I don't know if you saw, but Netflix is coming out with an animated Christmas movie called Klaus.
Yes, I did see that.
The animation looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
I love the trailer.
Yeah,
I really dug that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's odd is that Grant Morrison is my favorite writer, but yet his take on Santa Claus is just not as good as I thought it would be. I read Klaus, and with obviously Dan Mora, I think is one of the most talented artists in the industry right now. But I think that I was a little disappointed with his take on Santa. And
what was it like?
He's just a warrior that kind of rips things apart and kills mercilessly. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a warrior, but it's just hard to the fundamentals of Santa really aren't with him. And I mean, I get what Grant Morrison's trying to do, but also I thought the story was kind of lame. With at least the first volume. Now I haven't read the second one or the third one. I guess there's one coming out this year, but I mean, Dan Mora's art is enough to buy the book, though. I mean, Dan Mora is one of the biggest talents in the world right now. I think and obviously he's working on, what is it called, with Kieran Gillen, something in future, past and future. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's from Image Comics, and it's something in future, and it looks amazing. But yeah, Dan Mora is a true talent, probably one of the best artists in the world.
Yeah. I thought that animated movie looks really, really good, and it kind of like reminded me of BRIC-A-BRAC. Like I could see, but
yeah, it reminded me of the Fred Astaire played at the beginning of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. He the origin of Santa. He plays the newspaper guy, or the what I'm talking about, with the snowmobile. It reminded me of that guy. I thought that was what it was based on. Maybe because he's a mailman, and so I was like, wow, wouldn't that be cool if this was connected to that mailman? I don't know.
Okay, I have a question for you. There's a planet Christmas. Is there a planet Easter or a planet Halloween also?
There aren't plans for that quite yet.
No.
I don't think there are. I like this whole 3-part story is definitely focused on Planet Christmas, but I mean, it's just not in this universe. I mean, I was explaining this to someone too because I do get this question. Basically, there's so many places and ecosystems to explore on Planet Christmas. So, like, obviously, the snowy parts, and then as you see in the samples, tropical parts, tundras, oceanic parts. So it's just that I feel like it would be a disservice to just go to a completely different planet with it, and I really want to explore this Planet Christmas and show all its locations, and it's definitely a character itself, so.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Makes sense.
But, I mean, it's just not in this universe, but I can't lie in saying that, obviously The Nightmare Before Christmas is a huge inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, down to the fact that we used, to create Christmasville, we used a lot of the architecture and, designs from, obviously, Christmastown from Nightmare Before Christmas, because that is, I mean, I think that What's This song is just magical, and it will always be magical. And I wanted to capture that with, Planet, or, Christmasville, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So is there, since the whole planet is basically Christmas, is there a North Pole on the planet?
Yes, there is a North Pole. I mean, there is a North Pole. I mean, it's just generally where Santa lives. And ironically, the only people who have knowledge of where the North Pole is are children of the planet. And so that's why Garrett, he's trying to find Santa so he can end the war. A lot of the adults, because they're so focused on the war, they have forgotten their childlike wonder. They've forgotten a lot of the knowledge that they used to have about the geology of, or the geography of the world. Because as a kid, it's just kind of an interesting thing I thought would be cool to add to the story, because it's very much like us as people. Like, the more we love Christmas and the more we keep our imagination open about it, the more it means to us. But as we close things off and say, oh, it's just about gifts, then the more we don't know about it. So it's just to speak to that idea of saying, when you're a kid, Christmas means everything. And when you're an adult, it gets more complicated. So obviously Garrett is faced with a lot of issues that kind of force him to come to grips with sometimes some of the reality of Christmas. And obviously there's a war going on, so it changes the meaning of Christmas for a lot of people. You know, like our secondary character Marie, who helps Garrett, who guides Garrett through the planet. She used to be like,
is she like a gingerbread person?
Yeah, she's half gingerbread, half marshmallow. And she definitely helps him, you know, navigate through the area because he is 10 years old. So what happens is basically she you know, had a really good past. She loved Christmas, but then the war came and it kind of complicated things, you know. Sorry, I need a drink of water.
Oh, it's fine. So I'm guessing that Father Christmas's reindeer are all the originally Donner and Blitzen and all of those, right?
Yes, but as you can probably see from the
they
image,
look really cool.
They're like evolved, kind of like Pokemon. I wanted to make them look very old, just like I wanted like Father Christmas to look older than time. I've always had this issue with you know, all the reindeer looking like little children, and I think that started with Rudolph. And even in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the 1969 version, like Rudolph's dad looks like a child. So you know, it's just kind of weird how that is. And I wanted to kind of speak to how, you know, it can, you know, they should look older. I mean, also it's a Planet Christmas, so you can kind of play with the idea of things lasting long, not following the rules of our world. And, you know, I mean, these people don't live forever, but Santa Claus is magical, so he does. There is death, obviously, but, you know, because there's a war going on, and obviously there's stakes, because if no one died, there wouldn't be stakes.
Yeah.
But
now,
it's
the Father Christmas reminds me a lot of the one from the Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah,
movie.
I've heard of that kind of a little bit. Yeah, Father Christmas. He's sort of like that one. He's really hands on, and you know, I love the idea of Santa just making wooden toys. I think there's like a real generosity and beauty.
So I'm guessing there are no elves then.
No, there are definitely elves.
Okay.
But I just love that beauty of like Santa very simply in the very simplest of ways giving. And just that being his soul, just giving and giving and giving and making and trying to make people's lives better. And I think, you know, the commercial Christmas is nice. The commercial Santa is really cool. But at the same time, I think that, you know, Father Christmas, I love the wandering element of him. Like, for example, in Narnia, you know, he wanders on a sleigh and he goes throughout the entire world. He doesn't just he doesn't just live in the North Pole forever. It seems like you wouldn't be very effective if you just lived in one place forever. Yeah. And it also, you know, him traveling everywhere also allows him to kind of like, obviously Christmas is every day on Christmasville, or Planet Christmas. So he is allowed to travel, you know, and give presents to different towns. And, you know, it's just really cool. I thought the idea of Father Christmas made more sense, simply put, because the commercial Santa is very about like, oh, he just gives presents on this one day. Well, you know, Father Christmas is more about, I'll give you presents whenever. And that's what Planet Christmas is about. It doesn't celebrate.
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing it's always Christmas on Planet Christmas,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what from what other elements did you take? Like, I'm guessing you took from Charles Dickens and the Christmas Carol. That goes Christmas, past, present, future.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah.
That story. Do you have like a Scrooge character?
No, there is no Scrooge. I would say that Good King Wenceslas is a noble man, but there's several people who used to be noble. So, for example, General Almond, who is the main Nutcracker, used to be noble, and has become kind of obviously evil. He's the main antagonist, and there's a history with that. Jack Frost used to be noble, but now he is in hiding. Good King Wenceslas has noble ideals, but he is also, you know, he wants things and he's willing to hurt anyone to get them. So, you know, there's like different Scrooges, you know, because it's obviously things.
But you don't have an Ebenezer Scrooge.
No. But Good King Wenceslas enlists the help of the the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future, because they basically can allow him to find something he really needs to find. And there's no Scrooge, but there are definitely like different characters there's some characters who hate Christmas, and Garrett has to meet them. So again, the story is definitely about like facing this child with a lot of different perspectives of Christmas, which is what we are always faced with when we're kids too. And it is one of the things that forces us to be kind of discommunicated from what we love about Christmas. And like, obviously things get complicated when you get older and people tell you things.
So I saw the snowman spider. Is there a Frosty? Do you have Frosty the snowman in there? Is he public domain or no? I don't know if he is.
Well, there is no real Frosty. I would just say that, we have a Jack Frost. We have, I would say that we're definitely trying to focus on the fantastical elements of this world. So that's why, firstly, we have a tier where you can make your own fantastical creature. So it's not like we're trying to shy away from the fantasy elements. This is a very focused fantasy book, and I
plum fairies and
oh yeah, definitely. And I want to definitely invite that. So if maybe Frosty could make a cameo, but I definitely think Jack Frost is kind of in a way. Jack. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Yeah. I do love using characters that are from the Rankin. I mean, I love like taking these classic characters that people have had so many different, viewpoints on, and kind of altering them. And I just think it's super fun. And these are things that I've always wanted to do. And this is most truly a story about kind of my life as a 10-year-old, like just kind of growing from definitions of Christmas and what it meant and what it means now and what I want it to mean eventually. Maybe I want to get back to that early fascination and love for the beauty of the holidays. So, it's definitely, but to answer your question, no, I don't think Frosty's going to be in it, but we are definitely embracing fantasy elements for sure. Okay. 100%.
That's good. So, is Rudolph in it or just the original reindeer?
Just there's only, we wanted to kind of take down the number of reindeer as well. So there's really just 4. Okay. There's 4 reindeer. It's not all the entire, because I think it's cool that Santa has like 8, actually 9, because of Rudolph. But, I also think it's kind of unnecessary. And I think Father Christmas is a minimalist. I like to think that because he lives very minimalist-y, he's not trying to be extravagant. So yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. So it would be kind of awkward if he had like 8 reindeer pulling a sleigh. But obviously I just want to emphasize that these reindeer are incredibly powerful. So incredibly like beasts. So it's just gonna be really cool. I like minimizing the number of reindeer. I was actually at one point thinking he just had 1. But as he does have to get around the whole planet. So you have to think, well, maybe 4.
Yeah. That's really, really cool. So just what other elements did you did you take from like anything that you haven't mentioned on past streams? Any other holiday stories or Christmas stories that you took from that?
Well, I would say that a story that's a huge inspiration to Garrett's character and really like a lot of the themes is, I might have mentioned this on a stream, but The Polar Express is like a movie that's
that's a great movie, yeah.
Criminally underrated, and I do think there's elements of the movie that could be better. And I think a lot of the songs are unnecessary, like, of course they are. But I also think that it's just
I like the Hot Chocolate song a lot.
I love that song, but it's awkward. It's like it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. But again, it's a children's movie. But like the themes are just so powerful. And I think that ultimately it's a strong, and it has a very strong message because like it's just so impactful. And so, yeah, definitely that movie is about belief. It's about, again, other people telling you different things about what Christmas is supposed to be. Obviously, like the main character, he meets the hobo who tells him, hey, why would you believe in Santa? You know, and then he asks him, do you believe in ghosts? And then obviously there's so many different ideologues with obviously the conductor who's totally believes that Santa is real, obviously because he's met Santa. But yet, you know, our hero doesn't know because he hasn't met Santa. And I just think that movie is like one of the best, if not the best, Christmas movies ever. And I get there's some elements of it, like the animation doesn't really hold up anymore. But at the same time, it's just like one of the coolest movies I've ever seen. I love it so much.
I really like the Polar Express.
Yeah. And I do think that, like, you know, the train conductors are kind of stupid. But it, you know, it's just it's also a kids movie, so you have to understand that it is trying to appeal to a lot of different kinds of people. But yeah, you know, so
yeah, Jace Barron is here, and let's see what comments he said. He goes, all ages. Yeah, that's a good term to describe both. I think both of our projects are like all ages. You know, I think, you know, 9-year-olds can enjoy it, but also, you know, people, you know, my age or your age can also enjoy it too, you know, these things too, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then he goes, Rankin Bass had a Japanese animator, so Rudolph is in an anime style. Maybe that's why he looks young. Yeah, maybe that's why this skewed to, you know, to really, really young, even the parents and stuff. Speaking of Rudolph, you know about the whole controversy that happened? Was it last Christmas with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I didn't know about this. What happened?
Yeah. Darn it, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was a whole controversy with the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. Something about the father. I don't know, being racist or I don't really remember. But you know, it's just this whole
kids movie.
It's just this whole SAW thing. They had an issue with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Look it up if you're curious, but I'm surprised you didn't know about it. But yeah, it was a big controversy last Christmas.
I love that movie. Honestly, that movie has some amazing music. Silver and Gold, and then also Island of Misfit Toys. I love those songs. It like that movie is so interesting.
Yeah.
I would say that a lot of that movie's plot structure definitely influenced this story too, because the main character obviously meets different characters who kind of point him in different directions so he can get to his main goal, you know. And so I would say that I adopted that kind of plot structure in making this story, and it kind of wrote itself, to be completely honest with you.
Do you have Yetis?
I don't know. I guess that would depend on what people are creating. I mean, there are threats. You know, there are definitely threats in the Candy Mountains. I mean, it's a world of many different kinds of people, and it's wartime. So the people who used to be holly and jolly might actually be trying to defend their household because they might think, oh, it's the Nutcrackers, you know? So, yes, I guess you could say so.
Yeah, it sounds really, really awesome. Like, I can't wait to get my copy.
Yes.
And read it. And
I hope we reach our goal.
Yeah, read it with my nephew. I'm going to read it with my nephew.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty awesome. Maybe it'll even become a Christmas tradition to read that.
Awesome. Hopefully, well, my goal is, you know, I want to get this book out. And like by next Christmas, I want to have the trade paperback out. So I'm going to probably launch again in March for number 2. And then again during this time for number 3, and just get it all out, because, you know, I think once the momentum is going, like, I think probably Gilbert will tell you this too. Obviously he's moving on to the Deep Dark right now, but once Grom comes out, he's going to do Grom 2. I mean, obviously it would only.
Speaking of Gilbert, he wanted me to ask you how you got on Doug Naples' channel, because he's been trying and he hasn't been able to. Like, how did you contact Doug through?
Well, I think it was. I think it was a little bit of fate, and also Antonio kind of shared my project with him, and he just happened to really love it.
So he reached out to you?
Yeah, kind of.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he reached out to me, and we're friends. kind of. He's off Twitter right now, so I need to. I
Uh-huh.
want to get back on his show before this campaign ends.
Yeah, it's difficult when they get off Twitter because like, oh, and how am I supposed to get in contact with you now? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very social being, so I doubt he's really off Twitter. But yeah, Doug is a great person, and he's very supportive of people who have great art and aren't trying to make controversy. I just respect him a whole lot. So it was really cool to be on his show.
I've been a fan of Doug. Well, even before I knew who he was, because back when I was a kid, I loved Earthworm Jim. Like that was I had a Sega Genesis.
Oh wow!
And I got the first Earthworm Jim, and I fell in love with the character and with the game. It was like amazing. And then the second game came out, and then I watched the cartoon Saturday mornings. I was all into Earthworm Jim.
Yeah,
so now I know he's the creator of Earthworm Jim. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and Cat Scratch and a lot of other stuff. I just think that another great thing about Doug is that he has this ideologue that he wants to make books that make his backers feel like they ripped him off. So the quality is so good. The quality is just
I know. Like it's insane, the quality, and I backed Earthworm Jim.
I need to, but I can't anymore.
Along with the art book too. That was expensive, but
I don't have any money. I wish I could. But I can't.
But I'm hoping when he comes out with because I missed Bigfoot Bill 1.
Yeah.
So he's coming out with a sequel, and I'm hoping that he has a tier where I can get Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I'm sure you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really I mean, and then obviously he's gonna make Earthworm 2 eventually.
I'm definitely gonna get that. I just love the
character, so. It's really cool that he got the rights, and it was just the perfect time.
And he's coming out with another Earthworm Jim game for this Intellivisions console coming out.
I heard that. I heard something about that.
So I'm gonna look into that and see how expensive that is, and like once there's more information on it, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, like he's a great guy, and I was really happy that he got me on his show because it helped me a lot.
I hope to get on his show, like definitely, if once I'm ready to launch him and have you been on EVS or no?
No, I am not Comicsgate, so I would not be able to do that.
I'm gonna try to get on it on as many channels as possible.
Yeah, honestly, that's the most important thing is just getting on as many channels as possible and just really posting at least 20 pieces of like during campaign time, 20 pieces of content online about your project every single day. So, and that's not easy.
Do I hear tapping?
Tapping?
Yeah, I heard tapping.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of noise going on. I live with a lot of other people.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not a big deal.
Oh, no. Maybe it's just me. I was actually looking through pictures of Rudolph. Maybe that's me on my computer.
Oh, you click on your mouse or something?
Yes. That must be it.
Oh, okay. I did want to ask you because I haven't sent my artist the script yet because I'm looking into kind of protecting my IP, protecting Paragon Prime.
Yes.
So I know that your artist is also from Brazil. Mine is from Argentina.
What's his name?
So Facundo Moyano.
Is he on Instagram or?
Yes, he is on Instagram.
How do you spell his name? I want to find him. I would love to follow him. I love his art so much. It's amazing. It's probably some of the best I've ever seen on Kickstarter.
You know what? Look up Dart Baston on Instagram. Actually, yeah.
Dart
Baston.
Okay, I found him. Oh wow, he is really talented. Oh my gosh, he is so talented.
Really good.
Oh my goodness. Even just his pencil and color are really amazing.
Yeah, I lucked out because he does colors too, so I don't have to hire a separate colorist or anything.
Same with me. Same with me. So
That's really, really cool.
he is so talented. Wow.
He's pretty amazing. So my question to you is, how did you like? Because I actually asked this question earlier today on Twitter.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
And a couple like, oh, you need to have him sign it and then send it to you, and then like other people said you have to kind of register with the copyright for your script, but I kind of want to see how did you do it? What did you
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really done anything like that. We're just trying to get the book, make the book a reality first, and then maybe deal with those issues later. Raphael and I are friends, so I don't really think any ill will be, shared or anything like that. I think that, and I also don't think that anyone's going to come to us with an unfinished book and say, "Oh, we're going to buy you." It's not going to happen. So I think that.
So you didn't have him sign a contract or
no
agreement?
No, nothing like that. The book is just we're trying to get the book made first. That's ultimately the most important thing. And then we'll definitely think about trademarking it or, but I would say if the time comes, hopefully the time comes, because I'm not going to stop until the book gets made, because, you just have to keep going if you really want something. I will probably, it's going to be 50-50 because his art is so integral to this story. And just as my writing is, just as my creation of it is. So, yeah, it would definitely be like 30 or 40 or 50 and 50, because I think we both have put in so much work into the project. And I know that I'm paying him to do it, but it's at the same time, he really loves it and he's put in a lot of time and effort into it. And it's both. I just have to pay him because, he has a family and he has, he's just doing it on the side. So, I'm just trying to, we definitely have created the project together. There are some people who say, oh, because I paid you, it's my property. But, I don't think that way. And if it does come a time where the book, is approached by someone, or, we actually get to put it into a trade paperback and then maybe get it published or distributed, we would get 50-50 for sure.
Yeah. And that's great. And, not it's not like I don't trust Facundo or anything. But the thing is, though, you never know. I've actually been burned before with this kind of thing. So I'm kind of very cautious, kind of very, very careful about this sort of thing. I'm trying to protect myself. I don't want any trouble down the line, and then I lose the IP because of some weird copyright loophole or whatever. So yeah, people were telling me on Twitter to check, the copyright laws in Argentina, and because I made up a contract a while ago, but I don't know what would make it legally binding, because we're I'm here and he's in Argentina. I can't go and have him physically sign it,
Right. Yeah, you're totally right, man. It's just a weird thing. It's weird. But it is important.
A lot of people doing crowdfunding comics have artists from other countries. So this is probably something that's pretty common, crowdfunding comic books right now.
Right. No, it's definitely, there's a lot of heat with it, and there's a lot of successful campaigns. I think the only threat to us and people who crowdfund comics is the fact that there's a lot of people who crowdfund comics and have a lot of clout and, have put out books with 6 figures, close to 7 figures. The books are so late. And I think that's truly the only thing that's really threatening crowdfunding from being all it could be. Or I think it definitely makes a lot of people who crowdfund or who back things very hesitant. So I would just say that
there's a couple that for example, the first campaign that I funded was Red Rooster Golden Age.
Oh God.
And Yeah, I've been waiting a while for that one. He recently sent out an update.
Yeah, Mitch is a great guy, but it's just that
Mitch is super nice. He's a super nice guy, and
it's just that
I have against him, and I'm a pretty patient guy.
A lot of his factors are not.
I would have handled it differently. I would have, because then he this whole allegiance thing, and
it's just not a good look.
And I don't know all the details.
Yeah, me either. I really don't.
So I can't really speak too much on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I would have maybe done things differently, but that's just me.
Yeah, and also, when you're put in a position where you have literally six figures of other people's money who are believing in your job, believing in you, I don't think anyone's ever been in that position before. Like 6 figures of money, that's a lot of responsibility. And
it would be different if he had just disappeared. And he's not doing that.
No, he's definitely active on. I mean, he's off Twitter now, I guess. But
no, he's off Twitter, but he's still very active on YouTube.
Right. So it's just kind of interesting. But I do see that as a threat to crowdfunding, and I do think that a lot of people have they'll say, "Oh, I've backed this many books, and unfortunately, only I've gotten 2 of them back." So we need to just really start taking responsibility for keeping these books out. And I think once that happens, the success rate.
I've only got one, which is Cyberfrog. That's the only one I actually got.
I mean, there's so many good books out there that look amazing that are on crowdfunding and Indiegogo and Kickstarter, but they don't get funded. And I think one of the reasons is because the backers have gotten so burnt in the past by backing projects that look amazing. And so, we really have to rectify that. And that's going to be in it. Yeah.
That's a risk that we all take. We don't know. We do what we can. We do the best that we can, and we put it out there. We hope people like it. We hope people see what you see in the project. I mean, they see how much you believe in it, how passionate you are in it, and how great it is. And you hope that they respond the same way. And
exactly,
sometimes they don't. That really, really sucks.
Yeah, a lot of people are not patient enough. And I think in Mitch's case, the comments on that campaign are nasty because people don't want to be, they just don't know. You have to be very transparent with your backers.
Yeah. I'm pretty patient, and I can be a pretty forgiving guy. So I'm not too bothered by this. I'm like, it'll come when it comes. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I just know the thing I'm so excited about with Grom is that I know it's going to come out. I mean, he shows page progress literally every day, so I'm just so excited for it.
I'm super, super excited. Me and Gilly have become good friends.
I've seen that. Yeah, I'm going to be on his show this week. I think sometime this week.
Cool. Let's check in on some comments. We only have one watching. JC Barron, thank you for being like the only guy watching this stream.
Thank you.
He's like, I love Christmas, so more content is welcome. I'm trying to think if there are any more Christmas comics be on Paul Dini's Jingle Bell.
Was Jingle Bell on Kickstarter or no? That's just a.
Paul Jingle Bell was a comic by Paul Dini. He's the creator of Harley Quinn.
Right, I know him. Yeah,
he's actually one of my favorite comic book writers, like writers in general. Like Paul Dini's,
he's amazing. He's very talented.
I've never read Jingle Bell, but I might check it out if it's any good. Actually,
yeah, I don't know. The art looks amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I think it's Bruce Timm did.
I think at least he did some covers. At least
I think so. Speaking of which, it's ironic because Bruce Timm is actually one of the main influences on the look of Paragon Prime. And
oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that, like Superman the animated series influence maybe.
Yes, that was a major big influence on the character.
I love that. I actually like Superman the animated series a little bit better than Batman the animated series in some respects. I kind
of like them about equally. I mean, the thing is, though, my whole journey towards superheroes and comics started with Batman the Animated Series.
I just think the stories are better with Batman the Animated Series. You know, the story. I mean, but I just love the theme. Like the Batman the Animated Series theme gets really old after a while, but I love that Superman theme so much.
I'm still waiting for them to come out with that on Blu-ray because recently I bought the Batman Animated Series Blu-ray box set.
Oh yeah,
and then I bought Justice League and Justice League Unlimited on Blu-ray like last week, and they still haven't come out. They still haven't come out with Superman the Animated Series on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like, what are they waiting for? I really want that one on Blu-ray.
I have to say my favorite Bruce Timm design is the Justice League Batman. I think that the long ears are amazing.
It's really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the whole Justice League look. It's like the original Batman the Animated Series look is great. I think the villains look amazing, but Batman kind of looks chubby and Robin looks kind of chubby. Everyone looks really chubby. But like when you look at the Justice League, I think they look amazing. And actually it's improved upon in Batman. I honestly think I know we're kind of on a tangent now, but the Batman Brave and the Bold, I think is so
that's another one I need to. Actually that show contains my favorite version of Aquaman ever.
Oh yeah, by what's his name?
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio, that's right.
Oh my gosh, I love that boisterous kind of bigger than life version of Aquaman. Oh, it's so great. In fact, I have a character, another hero character on Paragon Prime that's based on that personality.
I love it. Yeah, that's a great show. That's totally an underrated show. It should be right up there with Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
I guess there are some episodes that aren't amazing, but same with Batman the Animated Series. Like there's
not every episode is super awesome. Yeah.
There's I love the Jonah Hex episode I just watched, and oh my gosh, like the Red Tornado.
Yes, I remember that one. That one's
the Red Tornado Christmas episode. Just so many great episodes.
Speaking of Christmas episodes, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of you writing a Christmas issue of Paragon Prime. Just
okay. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
That would be kind of cool. I would be into that. Like I love when like superhero comics or superhero anime series have a Christmas episode. I really like that. It doesn't happen enough as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, I know. It's totally something that's not as popular anymore. But I will say that I loved the Justice League Action series. They did.
Yes, I saw like the first season of that. That's really good actually.
They did have a Christmas special, which I
did.
Liked.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that one. Yeah. Where they were trying to get to
Green Lantern's trying to get Batman to come to his party. I love that. But I love that. But you're right though. I feel like there's less of an emphasis on Christmas specials, so it's very interesting to see
when
that.
They do that, it's awesome. Let's see. Television was my first console in the 70s. I still have a working one. Looking forward to the new version. Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be a really, really cool console. I'm excited for the Earthworm Jim game. That's probably going to be the game that's going to sell the system to me. Like that game's going to be like, oh, well, I have to get that game because I have to get the console,
Wait, the new Earthworm Jim in television?
Yeah, the new Earthworm Jim is going to be on the new television. Let's see. Ask my friends Jay Ishiro and Kat from O1 Publishing if they'd get on a stream with you. They've had years of experience in the area of fulfilling graphic novel crowdfunds. Ooh, you know what? Any help that I can get on crowdfunding, I would totally take it. JC Barron, I will definitely do that. Definitely.
So, question: when are you thinking of launching your campaign, or when are you ready?
I hope to be ready by either spring or summer next year.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah, I heard from several people that tell me that summer is a really, really good time to launch a crowdfunding.
Yes.
So I'm shooting. I might if I'm ready by spring. I'll have to think about if I want to launch in spring or wait till summer. So we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, maybe spring is also a good time, though, I would say. Because people are kind of Yeah. But it's definitely up to you.
Yeah. I'll feel it out, when it comes
For
time
sure.
to
For
it.
sure.
You can ask them about dealing with artists as well. Okay, yeah, cool. Because you know what? Speaking of which, the thing that was the most difficult, finding an artist for me was kind of a nightmare. It was kind of a nightmare. I almost gave up. Almost. I don't know what your story is like, but let me tell you a little bit about what it was like for me. Now,
Sure.
for me, I went to DeviantArt, and it was terrible. It was really, really bad because I would find an artist. So, in my opinion, an artist falls into one of maybe 3 or 4 categories. All right, either they're really, really flaky and very, very unprofessional, where they don't give you updates, they don't get back to you in time. They're kind of like, flippant and like, whatever. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. All right.
Yeah.
Another one is the kind that can't take criticism. So when they send you a piece of art and you send them notes, they get all offended and very defensive about it. And then they end up quitting on you because they can't take criticism.
Yeah.
Or they rip you off. I've had to deal with all 3 of those kinds. Okay.
Wow, I haven't had to deal with any of those kinds.
Really? Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. And then luckily with Facundo, he's super professional, super on time. He keeps me up to date. He sends me sketches. He sends me everything before I approve it. Because in the past, I've had artists that I tell them, like, listen, I want you to update me on all your progress on the art. Send me sketches, before you finalize everything, before you put the color in it, before you ink it, before any of that. I want updates. So they don't send me updates, and then they send me the final piece of art. And when I tell them notes, they're like, oh, well, the art is finished. I can't make any changes now. I'm like, well, I asked you to send me progression sketches so that this wouldn't happen. So this is on you, not on me.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to have my artists definitely show me the pencils, then the inks, then the color. But also a beautiful thing about it is Raphael does draw digitally, so that does offer a lot of freedom. But I have worked with artists who don't work digitally and work very traditionally, and yeah, it is harder. But at the same time, I like to give artists a lot of creative freedom. And so if they see something that they want to make, by all means, they deserve to make it that way, because it's my scripts can be very, very not fun to read probably, and you want to definitely make your scripts catering towards artists who like to do very creative things. So Raphael is a person who loves to add little details that you don't. I'm still noticing details in the artwork that he's, for BRIC-A-BRAC, but yet I've lived with it for over 2 months at this point. So, he's just an amazing artist because he can take something and then turn it into such a cool a view of what you wanted, and then even more. So, I like to give my artists a lot of freedom and try to.
You're lucky that you found a really, really great artist right out of the gate. I was not that lucky. One artist, ripped me off. Basically, I made the stupid mistake of paying him up front.
Oh, that's bad.
That was it. I never heard from him ever again. It was crazy. It was like,
how much was it?
It was like I paid him for one piece of art, $80.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was just so.
Yeah, I think you should definitely pay half and half.
Yeah, definitely. Like now, that's what I do. Now, with Facundo, he sends me a sketch, and then I tell him if I want any changes, and then he sends me another update on the sketch, and then once I finalize, the sketch, I pay him once I see the final sketch.
His art is just so awesome. It's just awesome. I'm gonna check out his art station. This guy is legit.
Let's see here.
It's interesting. His Instagram. Oh, here's a picture of your character I've never seen yet.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the promo? Is that going to be?
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is promo. The latest one, I want to make a cover because it's just so gorgeous. Like,
so have you guys been producing pages yet, or?
No, I'm about to ask him to start doing pages, but I want to lock down the whole copyright thing before I send him the script. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Well, yeah, go ahead with what you think you need to do. You know, ultimately, that's the most important. Yeah, I'm really excited for your book. I'll be there to back for sure. I mean, it looks amazing.
It looks. I'm so excited about it. I'm like.
It's great that
sometimes I have insomnia sometimes, and I can't like stop thinking about my book at all. Like, it's crazy.
Do you mind disclosing how much you think you're going to make the goal for, and how long you're going to be on?
Okay. Well, okay. So actually, this is good because the book that I'm doing now is very close to the page count that you have, 30 pages around there.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like a big graphic novel kind of.
No.
Nothing like Grom or anything like that.
That's good though, because it was really hard for Gilbert to, obviously pull through.
Yeah, it's a short one shot, a little mini kind of introduction story. It's really, really cool, really action packed. Really gives you an idea of the character and the world that he lives in. And then after that, my next campaign after this is going to be the big kind of origin story graphic novel, like the origin of Paragon Prime. And it's going to be like this big, thick graphic novel. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that going to have the same artist, or is that the plan?
I hope it will. Yes. I hope that Facundo can still do it when that happens.
Yeah. I love the art for the project. Is the art so the artist is going to do the interiors too for the promo. Basically, the promo images are going to look like the interior pages, right?
Yes.
I love it. I love the art. It looks just so good. So good.
I'm so in love with it. Like the last piece that he did that I posted on sorry, I keep saying Instagram. I mean on Twitter. Although I did also post it on Instagram. The last piece that he did was just like it was quintessential Paragon Prime. It encompasses everything about the character in one image. It was just it brought me to tears when I saw it. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm really excited about it. I also have a great editor. She's amazing. I don't think I would be I don't think my stuff would be as good if it weren't for her.
Awesome.
She's like incredible. I posted her link on Twitter a few times. Do you have an editor, or do you edit everything yourself?
Sorry. No, I don't have an editor. I just, there's some horrible misspellings in my script, but luckily Raphael doesn't judge me. Though some artists have judged me, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So it is nice to have an editor, but luckily only my collaborations have just been between me and another person, and my letterer, Tobin, who's probably had to sift through a lot of really bad misspellings too. So I thank him for that. That's probably part of the reason why I stick with him is he tolerates me.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Out of all, how many books have you backed?
So on Indiegogo, just Grom, because I'm but on Kickstarter probably 12 or 15. Yeah, I just love I love backing books because I think I really started to back them because you understand how difficult it is to run a campaign. You literally just want to hug the people who do it because they're literally like you have to be a warrior, and it takes so much courage.
I backed quite a few. Let me see if I can go to Indiegogo and see which one I've backed. Let's see. Last night, I actually backed Monster MD.
Oh gosh, that book is on another level.
And Doom Kicker, I backed both of those. I backed, let's see, the first one I backed was, Red Rooster Golden Age, and then Lone Star Heart of the Hero. And then a good friend of mine, Michael Kreitzner did Tales from the Stacks Volume 1, which is very much a lot like your horror anthology comic, actually.
Yeah.
And then Cyberfrog, Starblades, Gunship Thunder Punch.
Oh God, I'm gonna be on an interview with him this week, Brian.
Oh, cool. I guess his project looks amazing. It's really, really cool. The second Lone Star, T-Bird and Throttle.
Oh goodness, that's an awesome book. Yeah. It looks like you have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, Galactic Rodents of Mayhem, obviously.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, of course. BRIC-A-BRAC and Monster MD and those Monster MD and Doomkicker I just backed last night.
Yeah, that's good because they're both on in demand now, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I went on Twitter and I asked I'm trying to decide between these 3 books.
Yeah,
it was Doomkicker, Monster MD, and Shinobi Sasquatch.
Oh gosh, that book is a beast.
So they told the creators got back to me and they told me, well, listen, actually the creator of Shinobi Sasquatch said, okay, listen, my book is going to be on demand until at least January, so you have time. I would definitely recommend going with the other 2. So I did.
Yeah,
because Monster MD is going to have a crossover with Shinobi Sasquatch.
That's right. So they unlocked it, so you're going to get it for free.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
That's the beauty of stretch goals right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm really excited for Gilbert, his project on Monday. I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna back that one. I'm gonna back that one too. So
I can't believe he's ready to go back in. I mean, I feel like I would need to go to a hospital after Grom and how difficult it was. Yeah. I can't believe he's just built to crowdfund. I mean, that guy he has such a heart of a lion.
He's been invaluable to me. He's the one that gave me my first break. He's the one that had me on the first stream I've ever done in my life. So
that's good that you're doing that.
I don't even have a book yet. I mean, most people would nah, you can't, most people wouldn't have me on their stream when I don't have anything to show or very, very little to show,
Right. Well, I think that that's great that he did that for you because he's a generous person and really amazing.
He's amazing. He's become one of my really, really good friends. We've become pretty good friends.
Yeah. And I'm just really excited for his book, but yeah, he is just so into crowdfunding. I think it would drive me crazy. If he literally just got off one of the most difficult campaigns I've ever seen. Like a roller coaster of emotions, probably. Now he's going back in and, wow. I mean, that just shows how dedicated he is to getting books out. And the beauty of it is he would have done that regardless of if he Grom won or not. That's the beauty of him is that he would just get back up.
I think that's funny about Gilly is that he likes to joke around a lot with me, and the thing is though I can be very, very gullible, so I'll take him seriously all the time, and he'll just he's relentless about that. It's kind of crazy. But he's a really good guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's really amazing.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Comments. You need to plan for Christmas comments to ship in time for the season. Yeah, I do that. But the thing is, though, with your project, I mean, you can't really just wait a year for the second issue,
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just it needs to happen, And again, the story is also about more than Christmas. It's about the concept of Christmas and the values of it. And so, I think having it launch at a time that's not Christmas is really just a testament to the power of the story.
Yeah. Now so is this just going to be a 3-part story and then you're going to be done with it for the most part?
For the most part, but you never know. Garrett gets older. You never know what kind of conflicts could come to the planet. And
do you have any plans for anything that you're going to do after BRIC-A-BRAC or kind of?
Yes.
Okay, you do.
I do. Oh yeah, for sure. Uh-huh. But this book has been a tough battle, and I just want to
tell us a little bit about your next project at all, or?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a graphic novel.
Okay.
It's going to be a complete graphic novel with my friend Mark, and it is basically a twist on Noah's Ark, but very, very different, and very, very unique. And obviously I'm a Christian, and it's very, very
also. In fact, I've noticed a lot of
comic book creators,
Christian, which is actually really, really awesome to see.
It is interesting. Doug is a Christian, a very, very devout Christian. Gilly obviously is.
Gilly is. I am. I know Ethan
Cal.
Mike Miller is also Christian. Edwin Boyette is also Christian.
Oh goodness, yeah, he has like live streams about
the
reading.
creator of Shinobi Sasquatch is also Christian.
Cal.
Cal.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. You're right, but yeah, this story is definitely about faith. This story also, BRIC-A-BRAC, is about faith. So you just want to connect everything to God, of course, because that's the only value of a story is how you're serving the Lord with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Or rather, sharing your purpose through the story, and your purpose being God's will.
I mean, is there any particular person you're making this comic for, or kind of for yourself?
I love a Stan Lee quote that he says that he likes to write stories that he himself would enjoy reading. So I think that exactly is why I write this book. It's something I would enjoy reading and get a lot of value out of, and I would love to see.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm writing this mostly for myself, but also a big factor is my 9-year-old nephew.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's great.
I love my 9-year-old nephew so much, and he's me and him are really, really, really close. So he's a major influence. In fact, the kid in the latest drawing, in the latest art, is my nephew.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah. That's great. Now, where on the East Coast do you live in New York, or?
No, I live in Florida.
Oh, okay. You probably have met Gilly then, have you not?
No. Actually, we could. We're actually planning to go see the new Star Wars movie in December. We're gonna meet up in Orlando. It's kind of Orlando's kind of like in the middle of where we both live. So we're gonna meet. Yeah, we're gonna meet probably in December to go.
That's awesome. I'm actually, The Last Jedi was a little disappointing because it would have been amazing.
I have thoughts and rants about Star Wars that I'm not going to get into right now.
I will just say that the first part of The Last Jedi was great, but the end, they totally flipped it. And it could have been amazing, but
it could have been good, but they
it actually could have been my favorite Star Wars movie. But
really?
Yeah, but I love the Rey and Luke stuff. I just obviously didn't like the Finn stuff, and I thought also the Empire got weirder and less. They had no personality. People were just shouting things. That first scene is really weird, but then when they took a 180 and Rey didn't side with Kylo, which she should have, and I think Leia should have died, to be completely honest.
Well, I mean, I'm the biggest Star Wars fan ever, and I have very mixed, confused feelings about.
Yeah, it's a weird movie. It's not the worst movie in the world. It just doesn't make sense.
But anyway, yeah, me and him are going to listen to episode 9, and we're probably going to make a video on it right after that or something like that.
Great. Yeah, I enjoyed watching your guys' video. That's really nice.
So yeah, we are going to meet. Actually, don't you think it'd be really cool if there was we had our own Comic-Con,
indie comic? Yeah, I think that's something.
That's something to be really, really cool. I think the big guys like Ethan,
Billy Tucci, I think, is trying to get something like that going.
Oh, so. Really? Yeah. I watched a couple of his crowdfunding comics.
His show is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
have you
Huh? No, unfortunately, I tried to get on with this book, but they do have a tight schedule. But I am going to be on the showcase.
Okay.
So the beautiful thing is next, in the spring when I come out with number 2, I'll be on again. I'll hopefully be on for that. So
nice. That's awesome. So yeah, I think we need our own con. Honestly, I think it'd be really really great if we had our own con, so we can just go and promote our books and just meet with other independent comic creators and stuff.
Yeah, because we are really our tribes, as they're called, are if we can interlock our tribes, just like you. Obviously, you've backed so many different projects only because you've heard of them through other people.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably wouldn't have heard of Sonobi Sasquatch if you hadn't have seen that Monster MD was having a crossover with them. Yeah. So that's the beautiful thing.
Gilly told me about Shinobi Sasquatch. So
but you know what I mean. It's like it's the trickle effect. So it's all connected. So and obviously all of our comics are on the same page. It's hard not to even acknowledge other ones. So we need to stick to them.
I heard you say on a stream that I think it was on a podcast, kind of Geek Nerd Cantina or Geek Cantina.
That was a good podcast. That was good.
Yeah, I think they asked you like, what are you reading now? And you're like, oh well, I'm not reading anything right now because the thing is, I'm excited about like these crowdfunding comics more than I am about anything from DC or Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on that podcast. Was just I love
I am giddy waiting for Grom to come out so I can read it.
No, me too. I've never been this excited for a book since I was like a teenager.
It looks incredible. Like, I'm more excited about these books than I am about anything coming out from the big companies.
Honestly, I love Sean Gordon Murphy, but I would definitely rather back a Kickstarter independent book than get Batman White Knight, because I know, because it's just, again, once you've had the experience of crowdfunding, I think you have like consumer sympathy for these people, because it's really, really difficult.
You feel more invested. You feel, I don't know, you feel just closer to the creator because
I would say so. Yeah.
It's really pretty awesome. And
man.
It's great. It's great, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices, like, you got to juggle, like, oh, well, which one can I afford to back this week? I don't know if I can afford this one. When is this one going to go on demand so that I can wait a little longer to fund this one? It's like a whole juggling act. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it would be nice if there were more tools for shipping calculations. I don't think Kickstarter's model is really built upon.
I'm not a big fan of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
When I was trying to choose which one to use, I didn't even think about Kickstarter because I had known about its history and what it does, and I'm interested in Kickstarter, because I align with comics,
Sure.
So I know that Comicsgate creators, they're not good, and what they did to Mark recently, where they just send them that letter like, oh well, Mark, you're we don't like marginalized people and whatnot. He was just
that was not cool.
That was not cool. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh well, that just clinches it. I'm never going to touch Kickstarter. And then what happened with Kickstarter?
Yeah, that was not fair. Well, man, this has been really cool. I really enjoyed the talking to you.
Comment said the higher profile creator needs to cease sniping at one another before a con happens, though. Definitely. Like, I see the drama going on Twitter, and I'm like, what? I don't understand it. I don't get the pettiness.
We should be on a team. We need to be on a big team.
Like, I backed a lot of these books. I backed Cyberfrog. I backed, Lone Star. I backed Earthworm Jim. And I know those guys don't get along with each other. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Like, if the book looks good, I'm going to back it. And I don't know. I wish they would get along better. I really do. It's like,
yeah.
I'm going to try not to start anything with anybody. I'm going to try to be the nicest guy possible. The problem is that Twitter is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a good tool to use for promoting yourself or your book, but also there's a lot of drama that can happen.
You're right. Yeah, it's just they're both tools, and you have to know what how to use them. I guess
How do you say exactly? Like, so, there's been times where I've been in danger of falling into a kind of an altercation with people on Twitter, but
Sure.
I do my best to diffuse the situation. It's like, okay, no, I don't want to get into it with you. I'm gonna just step back and chill and not let this happen.
Yeah.
All right. See, being able to go into main is best, so Indiegogo is the better choice anyway.
I agree.
Definitely. For sure.
I agree.
All
Closed.
right. Well, I'm guessing you want to wind things down so you can go.
Yeah, probably. I do have. It is a Saturday night, so I probably should go. I do have an event, but
Okay.
man, I've really been enjoying talking with you, dude. I really.
Yeah, I gotta have you back again. I really love this conversation. It's really,
Oh yeah,
really
and hopefully when my voice is not. I need to probably rest my voice a little too. So yeah, probably when my voice is not so coarse.
Every single day, right? So that's probably why your voice.
Yeah, it could be that too. Obviously, yeah, you're totally right. I've been talking a lot recently, but I have a lot to say. So hopefully this book gets funded, and hopefully I conveyed to you how thankful I am of you backing my book.
Oh man, no problem at all. Like I back books that yeah. Thanks, Jace, for joining us.
Thank you, Jace. I appreciate it.
It's looks like a great book. Like it really just. I don't know. There's something about there's plenty of books that I see on Indiegogo that don't really grab me. Like it's not my thing. No thanks.
Yeah.
But when I find those that just really just grab my attention, just like they get a hold of me, I'm like I get worried. Like if I don't back this now, I'm gonna lose out on getting it. So I want to back it as soon as I can.
Yeah. Well,
it's like I want to back it. Like, oh, this is so good. This looks so freaking good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I find more people like you. I think we are. We're doing pretty good. And the beautiful thing about Indiegogo is that you can extend. So, even if I reach my goal, I probably will extend anyway. So, it gives you more tools.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate the talk.
We will do this again, and we'll
absolutely maybe with Gilly. Who knows?
Be awesome. Actually, I'm gonna talk to him about doing a stream, all of us together. That should be
absolutely, man. I appreciate your time, and thank you for talking about the book with me. And I cannot wait for yours. And so, please keep me updated. I would love to see any new art.
I will put everything on Twitter. I will do all updates on Twitter, so you're not gonna miss out on anything.
Thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, man. I'll talk to you later.
See you, man.